Our next speaker is Senator Wanda Bernard. Senator Bernard is a social worker, a senator, and a people who is working hard for change.
Senator Wanda Thomas Bernard is the first African Nova Scotian woman to be appointed to the Senate of Canada, representing the province of Nova Scotia and her hometown of East Preston. Senator Bernard champions issues impacting African Canadians and people living with disabilities. She's particularly invested in human rights, employment equity, and mental health. Through her involvement in community projects, her social work career, her time with Dalhousie School of Social Work, and now her work in the Senate, she has maintained a deep dedication to social justice and racial justice. Senator Bernard advocates for reparations for the historical and continued anti-Black racism impacting the lives of African Canadians. Senator Bernard is joining us virtually.
Thank you so much. I'm very grateful to be able to join you virtually today. I'm joining you from my home in East Preston, which is part of the Mi'kmaq unceded territory. From the moment I heard from Maria about this conference and the theme of your conference, Rebuilding Hope, I had planned to be with you. And the fact that it was on a Saturday, I thought, wow, this is exciting. I'll be there. But last Saturday, my sister-in-law died. And last Sunday, my husband was admitted to hospital and had surgery on Monday. So I'm needing to be at home today. But I'm grateful for this opportunity to join you remotely for just a few moments. And I'm so grateful for what I've already heard and seen and experienced since I've been online with you from the beginning this morning. Your theme, Rebuilding Hope. What I want to remind all of us is that rebuilding hope begins with each of us. And when I think about the work that's been done, the reimagining, rebuilding, I think about the 4 Ps, because I see the work organized around these 4 Ps. One, politically. We are at a place in Nova Scotia and in this country where there is the political will to do things differently. That's exciting. I think about policy. We're at a time and place and the remedy from the human rights complaint. And I want to pause just for a moment for those to remember those who led the work on that complaint. We are here, we're standing on their shoulders because they were brave enough to go forward. They were courageous enough to never give up. And as a result, we have new policy directions in Nova Scotia for persons living with disabilities. And then the 3rd P, professionally, the professional work. When I think about the harms that we have done, because we weren't doing things the way they needed to be done. And so we're at a point where professionally, we are deeply committed to not doing harm. And then on a personal level, I want to come back to that when I wrap up my remarks. I believe that the human rights remedy in Nova Scotia, plus the federal disability benefit, these are game changers. And when we merge those two, we will see a totally different landscape for persons with disabilities in this province and across the country. The historic, systemic, and personal discrimination is well known and well felt. But now is a time for us to reclaim hope. And as we reclaim hope in this time and place, we know that persons with disabilities will be given voice and agency. And we're seeing that this morning, people stepping up and taking their place in this conference. That's exciting for me to witness even at a distance. But for persons with disabilities, you can finally find the ways to live the life that you want to live. You can finally choose the community that you live in, and you can choose who gives you the help that you need. Choice is so important. Choice is the operative word here. So for today and tomorrow, as you engage in critical conversations about how to make choice more a reality, I want to invite you to please keep intersectionality in mind as well. Persons with disabilities with intersecting identities have additional barriers to overcome. We must remove all barriers for all persons with disabilities to ensure that they have choice. Reclaiming hope is about choice. In our book, Race and Wellbeing, my colleagues and I talk about critical hope. And critical hope is that critical reflection and actions that lead to critical change. So when I saw the theme, Reclaiming Hope, I immediately thought about that critical hope. And when we reclaim critical hope, we create space for all people to fully become who they are, who they were meant to be, to develop all of their potential. And there's my fourth P, the personal. So when I think about the personal, I think about the need for us to lead by example. For those who work in this field, remember that the work that you do can't be something that's only done on a 9 to 5. We must truly integrate that commitment to reclaiming hope and creating choice. That needs to be also a part of what we do in our personal lives. As people working in these fields, as people engage in this work, whether it's social work or personal care work or nursing or whatever the work is, that work must also take priority in our personal lives as well, because that integration of the work is what will help us truly commit to reclaiming hope and creating space for choice for persons with disabilities, and especially those, not especially those, but remembering to also fully embrace those who live with intersectionalities. I am excited about the work that you are doing. I'm excited about what lies ahead. I'm excited about what will come from this conference. And I want to say thank you to all who have made this possible. And thank you for allowing me to join you remotely today. I wish you every success in the conference, but more importantly, I'm excited for what will come next. And as I said earlier, as we integrate what's happening here in Nova Scotia with the new disability benefit that will be coming within the year, I see very exciting changes happening in our province. I'm glad to have a small part in it. Thank you.